Just setting my video so that I can see what you guys are talking about. Done a complete makeover. Hopefully the spacing is the volume. Let's see here. Okay. So we are on like Donkey Kong. Still a little early, so just letting everybody else kind of flow in, if you will. It says that the live stream health is good. So that's, I'm not sure if it said that the last time, but let's save the changes. Why does it say 2:53 p.m.? I don't think that there's an end time to this, but we have 5 people watching now. Let's see who they are. Just letting my video page load up here. How you doing? So, a couple things happened. I had to replace my laptop. Kimberly. Hi Sharon. So a couple things happened this week. So I had to get a new one. Well, not necessarily a new one because I am the reuse type of chick. So I ordered a used one, which has some issues, but we're working through them. So as well on today's live stream, I'm gonna get by showing you guys today, and hopefully you guys can hear me. In fact, Kimberly is from Virginia. Well, hello from New York. So beautiful. Cannot wait to use. So I'm definitely gonna be. I see that I'm off kind of to the side. So let me just try to adjust this a little bit. Sorry if you guys get a little queasy. But I changed my whole desk area space, so things are a little bit off kilter. So I'm trying to work through it. So I'm going to hold for those pieces for sale, but I am going to hook this baby up. We're going to be gessoing this, and we're going to be altering it, and I'll do Shabby Chic because for some reason everything I ditch then Shabby, which I guess in a way those two kind of go hands in hand, but I'm really trying to as I got that, and I received some happy mail this week. Last week, yeah, I think it was the beginning of this week, and I've got that, so we're going to be trying to do that. I also pulled out of my little crafty area this bag that I have up than the normal twine that you get or that you buy. So my idea is to kind of make a fence out of this, and we're going to see where it goes because you guys know how I am. I am out. So I got some ribbon here. We're going to be incorporating that. I also received some of this knowledge around used on most of our curtains or most of the sofas, from like the 80s and 70s and so on and so forth. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of this. I love the color. So this is a jelly print. It was gifted to me some time ago, so I pulled that out of the stash. I also got some journaling card by Prima, which I'm going to try to write into this piece some way, somehow. I got this paper from Isabel, so I'm going to be pulling out some papers from here. It has some really pretty watercolors and just some very pretty flowery things, so I think I'm going to use some of that. And then some neutral colors. I pulled out this paper stack, which is Perfect Prints, and I got this from, what's that, Holler. That store Holler has these paper pads for $2 a piece, and it brings 30 sheets, and I got all the ones that they had. They had this one with feathers, and then they have some other colors, but $2. So I thought it was a really good deal, and I picked up 3 of these, 3 different ones. I got some pink feathers, so I'm going to see how I incorporate this. And what else is in this box? Oh, yes. Some of this knitting. I have a whole spool of this, so I'm going to try to incorporate some of this knitting. I think it's really, really pretty. And I got this little piece of black mesh. It's kind of Halloween-y, but I figured on it, so I figured I can incorporate that some way, somehow. And I think my little box is empty. But we'll pull out whatever we need, as we go. And to top it all off, my idea is to use this product. It's called Triple Thick. It's by Decoart. It's an Americana product. And it gives, like, it kind of covers everything and just seals it all into place. And the finish is absolutely beautiful. You do have to allow it to dry once it's said and done. But it kind of encapsulates anything that you add on it, anything that is dimensional. As long as it's not two-dimensional, it encapsulates anything that is dimensional. So I'm going to use this to seal this canvas. Is going to be sealed in using this product towards the end. And I've also got some die cuts, so I might as well show you what they are. I'm going to be gluing some of these together to just give them a little bit of dimension. So I've got this one. Let me see if I get a piece of paper or something. Maybe I can. Okay, here it is. And these are all from eBay. These are all eBay dies. So I'm going to use this one. I cut out 3 of these. These are the street lamps. So I got that. So I just wanted to show you guys everything. I haven't looked at my comments yet. I will definitely in a second. And then also I cut out a few of these trees, no leaves, so that I can kind of embellish it as I go. So that's pretty much the plan. How it works out, I also got some, but I'm going to be painting over this bling. I wanted it more for texture than I wanted it for the color or the look of it. So that's pretty much. And the first thing that was out of my little space. And this glue gun is a high temp glue gun. It's a trigger fed, and it says it's no drip, so we shall see. Okay, so let's get this baby out of here. So let's see who we have here. Hi, Emery. Thank you so much, Emery, you guys. For those of you that saw my recent loaded angel mail package, I was completely at a loss as to who sent that package to me, and it was actually Enchanted Scrapper Marty. So thank you so much, because that's gonna the angel mail that I'm doing on a monthly basis. I already got this month's package ready to go. Everything is gonna get shipped out Monday. I'm like really backed up, but everything's gonna get shipped out Monday. I didn't have a laptop. I was kind of going crazy, but everything's gonna get shipped out. So woohoo! So yes. So the first thing we're gonna do with this canvas is we're gonna gesso it up. So let me just let me give a quick hello to everybody that's here in the room before I start gessoing. Hi Dana. Thanks for joining. And let me just see here. We have Dana, we have Emery, who's Enchanted Scrapper, we have Abstract, we have Brandy, we have Debbie. Hi Debbie. And as you guys know, I'm a one-woman show here, so I do all of my my laptop is now in front of me. It used to be off at the side, so now it's allowed to see what you guys are talking about. So let's get this party on the road. I am just looking for my gesso, which I don't really need to use a gesso, but I'm going to use a gesso just to give it more stability. Oh. This is gesso. It's from the Decoart Media line, and pretty much for those of you that are not aware what gesso is a primer that you can use on paper, cardboards, or any kind of surface that you plan on using any kinds of wet mediums, or you plan on using multiple layers. So it's a good way to you know, kind of prep your surface when you know that you're going to be adding things that are dimensional, when you're going to, like I said, any kind of wet work. Since I'm not really sure which way my mind is going to go on this canvas, I'm going to go ahead and prime it and use some gesso just to be on the safe side. And they have gesso in 3 ways. They have clear gesso, they have white gesso, and they have black gesso. This is pretty much the white gesso, which is the regular gesso, the most normal, the most common form. So I'm just going to go ahead and start brushing this on. Let me move this box off to my side here so it's out of my way. What Carmen said. Yes, Brandy, it's like white out for crafting. You are right, except that not only is it good for oopsies, it's also good for stabilizing your surface. With gesso, you can pretty much add any kind of medium on top of it once it's dry, and it won't seep through the other side. So it's always a good way to kind of start. And today I was in a complete blank. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I think it was like 5:15 when I just started looking through everything, and I saw the canvas. It was just kind of sticking out because I have it above my head in my little shelf, and I was like, what can I do? And I saw the canvas. I was like, ah, time to make a canvas again. And I haven't done a mix in a while, even though to me everything I do is kind of mixed media, but this is just something that I figured, let me try this today and see where we go from this. I'm still trying to get the hang of Shabby Chic. So hopefully today I nail it. Hopefully. I'm not quite sure. My confidence level in that department is at a 50-50. But we shall see. We shall see. This will also help me to cover up, you know, all the patterns that are on this canvas already, all the existing patterns. For those of you that don't have gesso, or that don't know what gesso is, it's actually pretty simple to make at home as well. It's a product that you can actually make using baby powder and school glue and a little bit of water. And you could make it as loose or as thick as you'd like. It's actually the same components to make this, something that you can use to create dimension when stenciling. So it's a very versatile product. And it's a good way to start, especially if you like making junk to treasures type of you know, projects where you create on cardboard and things like that. You know, I'm not trying to cover up all the background color. My whole idea behind gessoing it is more or less to prime it, more so than it is to cover up the actual colors, because I'm okay with them kind of peeking through here and there. I just piece. So let's see. Hola Isabel, how are you doing, love? I'm putting some of the things you sent me to use today. You got a big bucket of what? Of gesso? Really? See, when I first started, I couldn't really, I mean, I still can't really afford a lot of the products that are under Decoart for accepting me in their program. Because of them, I've got to experience what it is to, you know, utilize actual quality products. Before that, I really had, and the things that I was buying were, you know, in my price range, which didn't afford me, you know, great quality. It just afforded me the ability to at least try different ideas with different products. But for the most part, I've been able to experience what gesso's supposed to feel like, what all these different things are supposed to feel and look like, which has been an awesome experience. And it's just such a great thing that they do with helping, you know, all kinds of artists with, you know, with supplies like paints and gesso and stencils and just all kinds of things that you can possibly want to use. This product dries really quickly. And I usually do these kinds of things beforehand, but I wanted to show you guys more or less, you know, the start to finish. So I figured, you know what, it dries pretty quick. Let me just do this. You guys are here. Carmen, have you had a good result with your homemade modeling paste? Yes, I have. The only thing about the homemade modeling paste that I will say is that it's really heavy. It makes your projects really heavy. At least for me, that's been the experience. Maybe I just put too much baby powder in it. Maybe I made it too thick. But I love it. I must say, I love it. I haven't really added the white paint. I don't think that that's really necessary unless you're looking for like a specific look. But I know that, you know, the actual recipe for, let's say, the gesso and or the modeling paste is baby powder, white glue. For me, I never really, I just used the baby powder and the glue and I was good to go. I would say that you can use whatever container you use. Let's say this is a container that you want to use for storing your modeling paste and or gesso. The ratio usually is about half of water and then the rest in baby powder. And that's for gesso. If you want to make modeling paste, then I would say go a quarter water and then the rest in baby powder and mix that in well. I mean a quarter water. Okay, I'm sorry. Glue, water, and baby powder. That's the right way. So you want to fill it up for the modeling paste. You don't want to add any water. At least I didn't. I would add the water mainly for the gesso prepping. For the homemade modeling paste, what I would do is I will fill it up. Maybe about, I would say, a little bit like a quarter of the way with the school glue. And then the rest of the way with the baby powder. And then I would just add the glue as needed depending on the consistency that I wanted. Depending on how loose you want it, you add more glue. And that's pretty much the rule of thumb. With the gesso, the same thing. It's predominantly water and glue. And then you add, predominantly it is glue and baby powder. And you add the water as you need it, depending on how loose, you know, you want it. One thing I did try but I didn't like was the gesso made out of cornstarch. I didn't like that. It actually smelled really bad after a while and it went rancid. It went really bad. So this is almost dry. Hi Janet. Hi Sherry. Hello Patricia. So let's see here. What am I going to do in the meanwhile? I know what I'm going to do in the meanwhile. I'm going to start gluing up some of these pieces while because I wanted these to be dimensional, but I don't want them to be overlay dimensional. So what I did is that I cut out a few pieces of each one so that I can kind of glue them one on top of the other. And I just have to pull them out. Here they go. And we're going to be some of these, I would say. We're going to be gessoing some of those. Yes, Dana, it's a very cheap way to try it. And if you like it, then go ahead and buy yourself the good stuff. But in the meanwhile, I mean, that's what I was doing until I was receiving from Decoart. I was just making my own. Still have it. I actually still have some here. This is homemade. I haven't used this thing in like over 6 months, but this is homemade. And what I do is that I put it in like a ketchup bottle, you know, those little squeeze bottles. And then I could just squeeze it as I need it. One thing to keep in mind is that it will separate on you. Don't think separate it. Just make sure that you mix it well before you start using it or you're going to get clumps. So just give it a nice, you know, a nice whip around. It should be the consistency, I would say, of like a sour cream. A little like a sour cream, a loose sour cream type of consistency for the gesso. I'm gonna put this to the side. But yeah, I made almost everything myself at the beginning, because just I was an eager beaver, and you know, those that can buy make. That is that's my motto. So I try to make as much of my own stuff as possible. I was making my own sprays. I was making my own gesso, my own modeling paste, my own everything. So a lot of the art in my house that I made when I first started, it's all really heavy. And I made it with homemade modeling paste and homemade gesso. So I mean, it's holding up so far like 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, and it's been holding up pretty well so far. So I'm quite happy with it. If I didn't have, I would definitely make some more. Well, label it. Hello. Sherry, label it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna layer these up because I want it to have a little bit of dimension. I don't want it to be so, I don't want it to get lost in the background. So I'm just gonna add some glue here and just kind of, you know, just give it some dimension. While I do this real quick, most of my like knowledge as far as what I've been learning has come in recent times. Before, I was doing things that I had no idea actually had a name or a title. I didn't know that collaging and adding this, that, and the third to something was considered, what the heck is a mixed media? And I was like, oh shoot, I do that. So yeah, I mean, it's like being homeschooled. You don't get to see the world until you're actually in it. So I did a lot of homeschooling for a long time until I finally decided to come into the YouTube world and expand my wings, if you will. So I'm just adding kind of glue everywhere because I want this piece to really stick down. But I'm not, it's perfection, if you will. But this is a good way if you want to create, if you have a die and you like it and you want to use it like a chipboard embellishment, then just cut out a few of them and layer them with some glue. That'll do the same work. That'll do the same, you'll get the same result that if you had a chipboard piece. I'm just making sure everything is in its good position. And it makes it sturdy too, which is good. So it might be able to hold even more embellishments once you do this. Yes, they are, Ruth. The price is crazy. You know what else I like to do, which I'm probably gonna do that on my next live. I'm gonna make some cold porcelain. Have you guys made cold porcelain before? To make your What did Debbie say? I homeschooled my youngest daughter for a while, Debbie, and I think it's the best way to go, especially nowadays. I think it's the best way to go is to homeschool your children when you're able to. When she went back to regular school, she was ahead of everybody. She was ahead of everybody by like a year and a half. But she wanted to go back in, so I gave her the option. Now she wishes that she would have stayed homeschooled. And this is going to be the last layer. And for this is a little tedious because it's got so many branches and you got to make sure you glue them all properly. But I want this to stick in well because I just want to make sure that it holds up to the gesso and doesn't fall apart because I am like, it takes the paint well. ¿Qué necesita, amor? Coge otra. Coge esta. Todo lo mismo. Se te lo busco después, no te preocupes, que eso no está perdido. Eso lo más seguro está en el jacket. Okay. Cool. Okay, so definitely I'm checking in on you guys' comments. So cold porcelain is extremely easy to make. All you need is cornstarch, glue, and lemon juice. And you can make your own cold porcelain and you don't have to cook it. I mean, there's recipes you can cook it if you want to, but it's not necessarily a have to. I've done it both ways and both ways work very well. There's a stove top. What's wrong with my tongue today? There's a stove top method, and there's also a microwave method, which is the um, but it lasts forever as long as you wrap it. You can make all kinds of fun things out of it. I've made ponies and little porcelain. So on your little modeling, you'll leave it out and it'll dry overnight. And usually by the next day, you'll have your nice little figurine that you just made. Wow, Debbie, that is amazing. Kudos to you, girl. That is amazing. Right there, little Wonder Woman medals. um, I'm telling you, I wish that I wouldn't have sent her back to to high school. And that's my youngest I'm talking about. My oldest are already graduating from high school. They're graduating this year, but my youngest still has a couple years to go. And I don't know. I still might try to want to debate that with her later on and see if she wants to come back to being homeschooled, because I just feel like it's so much safer. Besides the bonding, the one-on-one with them when it comes to learning is just so, you get so much more production of it than by sending them to a school where they have to sit next to 30 kids and the teachers are overwhelmed, overstressed, and underpaid. I mean, it's you don't have all these other things going around them, all these other things that they're learning that they shouldn't be learning, but either way, they're going to go into the world one way or the other. So, I mean, it's a tough situation there. It really is. I am all for homeschooling whenever possible. I really am. So let me glue these in now. I don't know if I can show you guys, but this is like really, really stiff now. It's not as fluid as I mentioned. It's got some weight to it now. Um, so, and it'll take everything in nicely. No, Brandy. No, I would never say that. 30, oh, 30 kids. Yeah, that's you bad. Never that, Brandy. Never that. It's this the Spanish tongue of mine. It does mess me up every now and then. I have an invisible lisp. So let's see here. And this is that one. I did 3 on this one. I think for the other one, for the tree. And let me see here what else I have. I'm not even quite sure where this is. Oh yeah, so I only cut out 2 for that. My main concern was the tree and the light. I'm not really too worried about it because I don't even know if I'm going to get to use them. It really all depends on how the canvas goes. And my canvas is dry now. So we're going to start adding some colors and adding some other little things here and there. And then we'll start adding some of these pieces in. The tree dye, it's not an eBay. That tree dye is not an eBay. I forgot to mention that. This is the only one that's not an eBay dye. This is a Darius dye. I bought it on eBay for, I paid for it, sold dyes. This is why I've given up, which is There's a lot of nice dyes out there. They're just so darn expensive. All this eye candy that I cannot afford. So, frugal, all the way. So I'm gonna start, let me see where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get some yellow. Add some brightness to this. Then, no, you know what? I'm gonna make this fence. I'm gonna make this fence because I think I'm gonna need to. Let me get my glue gun. I need to add that fence first because I have no idea how that's gonna look to begin with. So I really want to go ahead and add that fence first. And let me see. This is gonna be something like this. I'm gonna probably the outside. Yeah. Those little pieces are gonna be extra. So I'm just gonna cut up. Let me measure this real quick. I have a fence die, but I didn't want to cut it out. And so I figured I would like to make this somewhat more dimensional. So I am going to use this as a makeshift kind of fence. And I'm going to paint all this up. So let's see what happens. Oh, Darius, yes. Darius has nice dyes, but they have good quality dyes. I want to say that. Darius has really, really good quality dyes. The dyes that I have from Darius, I think it's like 3 or 4 of them. I have, it's like a bench. I have one that's a fence, and I have 2 different trees. I have a willow tree, and I have this one. And they're really nice and sturdy metal. They're really well made. I will say that. And I'm going to heat up my... Oh, I've been dying to use this. This is so pretty. I've never seen one like this. But I don't go to crafty stores. I do most of my shopping online. I do 99.9% of my shopping online. Transportation for me is killer. And when I have to start taking... To me, it's like it's almost like, and I order a taxi, the taxi's gonna cost me like $10. Meanwhile, I can just pay $6 for shipping. So usually that's what I do, and I don't go crazy with eye candy, buying a whole bunch of different things that I may or may not need. So I kind of go about that way. I'm considering homeschooling my little roommate when he's an age. That'd be a good idea, Brandy. Like I said, if you're able to, because some people are not able to. I mean, living life is not easy. It's not cheap. You have rent, you have bills, you have car payments, credit card payments, food, everything else you gotta pay. So it's not easy to say I'm gonna dedicate myself to doing this homeschool thing. It's not easy by far. I think I want to. Thinking I'm gonna. Don't fall down. I need you. I need you. So let's see here. So I'm going to wrap this around. I took this thing from the thrifty store. I didn't even know what the heck it was good for. I've used this on so many different things. So I'm going to wrap this around. I'm guessing is the best way to do this. Wrapping this around. Then I'm going to have my one little tree over here somewhere. This little street lamp guy, he's going to be up here somewhere. And I still want to be able to add the triple thick. It depends on the surface that you have. So I'm going to be able to encapsulate the things that are actually on the canvas themselves. Anything that is hovering above it, I probably won't be able to capture, but that should be fine because it'll still rest over it, which it should still be good. So I'm thinking that'll be okay there. And then, like I said, I have some of these other things that we're going to be incorporating in here. So I'm going to add this because based on how this fence goes is how the rest of the piece is gonna look, and I still have to gesso some things, so let's see how we get, you know, let's see how this goes. I hope that you guys are all subscribing to each other. All you gotta do is click on the little bubble and the name's gonna come out, and if you're not subscribed, then you should be able to subscribe to one another and let this YouTube love keep growing, because that's what it's about in my world. It's all about love, 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 love. It's all about there. So right now I'm just cutting up like a whole bunch of little sections that I'm gonna use, you know, as the little things for the fence. You could do this with straws too. Straws might have actually been easier, but this is a little bit more pliable, so I figured I can use this for now. So I'm just gonna cut a few of these out. You guys know how I like to make something out of nothing, so yes, abstract. I crossed that line. I'm in the alphabet. I'm in Alphabet City now. I'm in Alphabet City now, but it don't change me, so we still good to go. We still good to go. I'm still here. I'm still the same. I don't even know how I made it that far, to be honest with you. I think it's a fluke in the system. But shh, don't tell nobody. I don't want them to fix it. So let's see. I'm going to, hopefully this is nice and warm. I am loving this thing. Like, I will just hang this up on the wall. This is so... I almost feel bad trying to use it. I really do. I'm going to, let's see here. Let me add these first. I think is the better way to go. So let me add these in first. It's so cute and it's so small in my hand. Did it heat up? Oh, we're still going. I guess it's not ready yet. Nope, it's heating yet. We're almost there, you guys. We're almost there. So let's see. Let me go cutting up some little trinkets and pieces, I guess, then. While we wait for the glue gun to go into place. Pieces of different things here and there. And let me pick up my card. Gonna pick out some paper while we wait. You guys will let me know which one you think looks better. I'm not gonna use the whole sheet. I am gonna use just a small piece of it. I kind of like this one. What do you guys think? We have, or I love this one with the cherry blossoms. That's what this is called, right? The cherry blossoms. What do you guys think? Right, Sherry? It's so pretty. Yes, I am cray like that. And I guess that's all that really matters, right? Let's see if what works, Brandy. I'm lost in the sauce, girl. Yes, right? Well, I think it takes a little bit of time to heat up because I do see it. It is melting. Don't be having jokes on my glue gun, Brandy. Okay? Aw, thank you, Sherry. I love you guys, too. So what paper, you guys? The cherry blossoms? The glue gun. Yeah, I kind of figured after she said the nice card that doesn't work. I'm like, okay, I only have one nice thing over here. But it works, okay? It works. So the cherry blossoms, you guys? I know, it is hard to choose. I'm going to use this with some Prima, so maybe maybe this will help you. I'm going to be weathering up one of these cards here. I'm going to find one that looks pretty. I might do more than one. But these are like really subtle pastel kind of colors. And I kind of like this one because it's got like the little tree, it's got like a little bird cage kind of hanging. Hopefully you guys can see that well. Oh, Brandy, me too. I'm from the school of hard knocks, girl. We survived on jokes, okay? So I'm going to use that one, and let's see here. Oh, I like this one. I'm thinking of doing some kind of like a collage-y kind of piece with the paper. So let's see. This one's got greens in it. I like this one too. I like them all. So I'm thinking those three. So I picked this one. I'm going to use this one. And then this one, which has some greens in it. And it's got like some little vines and it's got a little bird. And I'm going to distress these edges and ink these edges up. And maybe I'll use both of the papers. I'm going to take them both out. And then I guess we'll choose as we go. So I'm going to take them both out. And I'm going to be distressing some of these. I'm going to cut them up into pieces. And I'm going to be collaging these onto the background. What did I say? I'm lost. Oh, it was this one. Because these kind of match, right? These kind of match. So I might be able to get away with it. So I'm going to take those two out. And then I also have this piece here that I also want to incorporate. So, and I have a neutral color here, which I'm thinking, let's see. I might use that one. I like this one. It's got like white lines and like a wood finish. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens because we never know. This is my Saturday routine too, Brandy. We have so much ink. So my glue gun is working. I got my papers ready to go. And I'm going to start making my fence. I'm trying to think, what should I do first? Should I start making my fence? I'm thinking that I should start coloring this background in. But then I have to gesso my fence. So you know what? I'm going to gesso my fence. I'm going to gesso my fence and I'll just add paper wherever I can add paper. And I'm not going to worry too much about it. That's one thing about me, you guys. You know, I don't stress the little stuff. Thank you. The name of this paper, this is the Bouquet of Color. And it brings 36 sheets and it's a Love Nicole paper pad. It's a size 6. It has 18 patterns and it's very pretty. It's got a lot of watercolory type of paper. And this was gifted to me by Isabel Pratt, who's probably, hopefully, still in the room with you guys. This is the Happy Mail that I received from her the other day. I made a video to show you guys. So this is like, I don't really have papers that have flowers and stuff on them. So when she sent this to me, I was like, yes. I was so ecstatic. Everything that I have as far as my paper pads, it's not really paper pads that I've gone out and said, oh, I love this paper pad, let me buy it. I've actually got them through hauls, you know, through buying lots. So if somebody's selling like a box, let's say like a flat rate box, like I'll buy it, even if I'm not completely in agreement with the papers, just because the price is good and I needed the papers. So that's more or less how I've amassed my collection. But unfortunately, that does not allow for me to picky about what I've gotten. But I'm not complaining. It's helped me kind of build in there. And whatever I don't use, I give forward. So it's not a loss to me. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know. I just found out today that AC Moore has a paper brand. Every day you learn something new. Thank you. I am so happy and so excited. I was like, yes, florals. Shabby chic, here I come. Let's see. See, there are some people that no matter what they do, they can't get away from creating something that looks shabby chic. And I'm the kind of person that no matter what I do, I can't run into it. I'm the complete opposite. I'm the complete opposite. So let's see if this works today. Little triggers. What actually turns my pieces into vintage. So I'm hoping that today I don't use anything that gives it like a old worldly kind of look and feel. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, Emery, you're too much. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, you guys. So this is my fence day. So let's see here. You guys are just amazing. Trying to, let's see here. So I didn't go ahead and stick it all the way down. What I'm doing, I'm actually just sticking the fence to each one of the little posts that I made. Stay glued. So let's see here. It doesn't drip, so it does say what it says. What it says it doesn't do. It doesn't drip. That's a good thing. Any glue gun that doesn't drip is a plus in my book. I just hate wasting. Because everything is just, so ridiculously expensive. What has this world come to? Okay, so I think I got this pretty much glued in. But I am going to be gessoing over this anyway. So I'm going to do the gessoing now. I'm going to glue this to the sides and then clip what I don't need. And I'm just, yes it is, Brandy. Waste not. And I'm going to shut this off because I'm not going to use this for right now. Well, you know what? I'm not going to shut it off. It doesn't drip, so I'm just going to leave it on. I got a little glass mat here for safekeeping. And I need to put this in a bag with some water. Well, actually no, because I'm going to do this now. And I'm wondering if I should glue this in now. See, I left it open so that I can kind of slide things as I need. But before I do this piece, I actually got to add some of that background into it. So I'm just going to gesso this for now and get that primed and ready to go so that I can start to add some of the other pieces to this. And I'm going to, once I do this, I'm going to start to spray it down and add some color to it and allow it all to kind of start marrying well, if you know what I mean. Getting it all kind of primed and ready to go. Then you got lucky, Dana. Thank you, Patricia. You got lucky, Dana, because I paid $3 for, I think I bought it at, what was it, Dollar General or something, and oh my god, I hated that thing. Well, actually, the one I got from Dollar General wasn't too bad. The one that I hated was the one that I bought in my local pharmacy. Oh, that was nuts one day while I was going live. I literally, if it had a little neck, I probably would have choked the life out of it. I was so upset with it because it was just wasting all my glue away. Every time I picked it up, I had a pile of glue. I was so mad. So, this is almost just like painting it. It's almost the same thing as painting it down. It's just that this is to prime it more so than it is to paint it. So let's see. And I like the texture that it gives it, the paper, because it's wrapped up, so it's got all those little fine lines in it. I really like how that looks. It gives it all that texture. It almost makes it look like wrapped up wood, like if the fence is made of twines that are wrapped together, you know, that are intertwined. You guys know what I mean. Let me just secure this a little bit more. And I'm going to put my brush in a little baggie. I'm going to spray some water on it so that it stays nice and moist. Because I don't want that gesso drying up on my brush, because that will be a gesso nightmare. So I'm just going to add some water into this brush, and then I'm just going to wrap it all up like so. And as long as it's wetted, it should be fine. And that plastic will keep that brush nice and moist for me until I go clean it out in the kitchen. So let's see here. Okay, so we have that going. I have to secure this side a little bit better because I wet it, so now it's coming up a smidge. So let me just hold that down in there, really get that down nice and tight. How's the other side? Same deal. Ugh, same deal here. So let's see. Get that out of there so we don't waste anything. And let's get this paper collage going. Oh, let's not. Let's get some spraying done. See, when you don't plan, which I tend not to do, your mind starts spitting everything at you at the same time, which is why sometimes you guys will see me going a little crazy. But what happens to me is that when I plan, nothing comes out like I plan it. So I just kind of gave up planning. You're probably right, Sherry, because I don't know the names of nothing that I use, except if it has the name on the label, then I'll read it to you. But other than that, I am like the worst when it comes to naming my supplies. I'm like, yeah, that twisty thingy that you know comes made out of paper. Like, yeah, that's me right there. All the way. So this is Decoart Media Shimmer Mister, and it's in yellow. A little bit of this. And I'm going to spray it with some agua, which is water, to just allow it to kind of move around. And I am going to incorporate, what do I have here? I want some, maybe some of this turquoise color. Now my colors on this are limited to a certain extent. I do have turquoise, I have red, I have yellow, I have blue, and I have black, and I have white. But that'll do for now. This sometimes happens, but that's okay. So I'm just going to let all of that kind of marinate with each other. some of this white in there. And as most of you guys know, with me, my things look a hot mess at the beginning, but somehow they all seem to work out towards the end. They all seem to work out towards the end. I don't want to add every single color that I have in here, but I do want to add some different colors. This is a violet. Add just a little bit in some random places. And right now it looks like I have a pool of water going, because I do have a pool of water going. I'm gonna let this seep down. Let it travel and marry. Let me get a brush. Something that I have that's not too stiff right now. To just kind of allow it to go. See, I don't want to do too much mixing of the colors, because when you actually start mixing them, it's when you actually start changing the color. If you just allow them to be what they are, most of the time they will remain separate. Even though they do mix to a certain degree, they will remain rather separate. I have to get something to let this drip into, so give me 1 second while I get something. I think I have something right here. Let's just get some of this drippage. See how pretty that looks? So I got these pads from a thrifty store. There was like a whole bundle of them, and I'm like, swipe. They're so resourceful. And I need some, let me see, my paper has like pinks and purples. I covered the purples. I need some type of pinks in there. Just to, let's see what we do here. And maybe if I spray a little bit of the desired look. So let's see what happens. So you'll notice that about me. I'm always trying new things. Yeah, my ideas for the most part resemble what they started as, but the actual how it out doesn't always resemble. It does not always come out. And as you guys know, I am going to cover up a lot of these things, some papers and stuff, as I go down the line. I'm going to add some of this yellow here, and I'm going to actually mute it down a little bit with some of this and spray some water. So it looks like a hot heapling mess right now, but it'll all come together. I hope, guys, fingers crossed for me, because I have been known to go over some of this excess. And I kind of like it. So far so good, and I could always rub in some different colors if I want to here and there, but at least it covers most of my canvas, which is kind of what I want it to do. So I am a happy camper right now, and I've got all different colors going on in here, which is pretty cool to me. So we shall see how it all ends up looking when I'm all done. And I can wipe away all of this stuff once I'm done with some water and some soap, so I really don't worry too much about the messes because of that. So let's see here. I need something to kind of paint this in, but I might just hand paint this afterwards and just make it pop out from the actual background. These are inks. Let me see. Let me see what it says. It says permanent acid-free water-based professional grade misters. Contains ultra fine pearl pigments that add a subtle shimmer to your projects. It's heavily concentrated. Used on porous surfaces, shake gently. But it does not say if it's acrylic. I'm going to assume that it's acrylic paint mixed with some, some of that mica powder to give it that shimmer. And exactly how it is, I'm not sure how it's made, but it's got really nice, bold, vibrant colors. And it does dry permanent, which I don't think dye-based inks do. So I am going to say that this is an acrylic paint spray as opposed to a dye-based spray, because dye-based, even when they're dry, they're not 100% permanent. Once these dry, you could pour anything on this and these colors will not shift around. So once you have exactly what you're looking for as far as a desired look and you set it by drying it with a heat tool, you'll be good to go. It's called Decoart Media. That's the name of the line. So if you go to Decoart.com, Decoart.com's website is elegant, how they have their menus and stuff set up. But they have something that is at the top. So you hit that, and then that's going to open you up to their actual storefront, which has all of their, merchandise and stuff like that. And you can find these there. And they have an array of colors. I just haven't gotten around to collecting all of them yet. Thank you, baby. Yes, it does. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. What is this? I'm going to try to dry this up a little bit faster by dapping it with some paper so that I can pick up some of these residuals over here. This actually helps me to pick up... This actually helps me to make some prints. So usually what I'll do when I have these kinds of messes, I'll just dry it up with paper and I'll put them to the side and then I'll use them in my art journal. And then it usually leaves some kind of a very cool effect in the back. So you see how I just kind of imprinted, just by dapping it down with the paper, I kind of made this like it's print on its own, more or less. And I save these. It's like my form of jelly printing. I save these and I use how I go about it. But I picked up a lot of the color, a lot of the saturation. I'm going to do it again. A little bit because it was kind of pooly. So let's see here. Full coloring with baby oil. And what did you use that on, Barry? Well, Liz. Thank you. But you see, it kind of gave it a whole different look. So this is actually going to dry a lot faster. And if I want to get back into it, then I'll add some more colors once it's all dry. And then I'll get all these different effects. And I'll just keep, I'll keep blending it out that way. And just building up my layers, if you will. Is that I can't heat set it while I'm in the room because we'll go dark. So I have to. It does dry rather quickly. It does not take very long at all. But it matches, right? We're almost there. Got some of the yellows in the bottom to give that separation between what the sky. And while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up some of these papers so that I'm going to start distressing some of those papers. And that, but yeah, I do that all the time. I have a whole bunch of just random papers that I'll just ink it, once I'm done with whatever residual and I know that I need it to dry faster, I'll just put some paper down, get whatever, extra paint or excess, whatever I use off of it, and I'll end up with very cool you know, very cool colors and designs and patterns and stuff like that. And then once it's dry, I'll stamp it, or I'll do different things to it, and I'll create backgrounds that way that I could use later on. So that's like my form of jelly printing, if you will. Just some of my caps back on over here. So we got this one. My hands are a hot mess. Okay. Where's my little cards? And I'm gonna do these cards. So let me begin with this. And what I am going to use to distress these is a nail file. And I need to get some ink, which I have here. And I'm gonna do some of this pink. I'm gonna, there it is. I'm gonna use some of this, the milled lavender. Well, I'm gonna use the milled lavender, and I'm gonna use some of this pink. And let's leave it at that for now. And let me just go ahead and start just roughing these edges, because I'm gonna be layering these some way, somehow. I might even cut some of these cards in half. I'm not sure. The purple flower one. This one, right? Because of that background, it's gonna marry everything together so well. Don't you just love happy marriages? So I'm gonna I'm really trying to distress the living heck out of this card. So I'm going really rough with it. I am okay with rips. I'm okay with that. I just want to rough it up really, really well. Since I don't know which side I'm going to be using. Like I said, I might just rip some of these in half. Like I might rip this one in half, because I like these two together. So I might rip this one in half and use the top and the bottom half in different places. Still have those die cuts to work with. So we'll see what happens with that. Because I'm still unsure as to how I'm going to layer everything together. I have a rough idea, but it's very rough, very vague of how I want this thing to look. And I should be back at, you know, getting myself and giveaways and everything together for the next week. So hopefully today, just enjoying the ambiance, enjoying the presence of everybody and having fun with one another. And what I'm making, and I'm gonna catch up with all of the shipping that I gotta do, reassess myself, and get back into my normal routine of doing the giveaways and stuff when I do my live streams on Saturday. For those of you that are new, that haven't been you know, to my live streams before, on Saturday I like to do something, you know, special for you guys. And so what I normally do is that I create something that is easy to ship, something that I can at the end of the live stream, where I'll write down a number and I'll have you guys guess it. It's almost like a bingo, but not really a bingo type of a game, but it's like a guessing. Sometimes I'll have more than one prize, you know, more than one thing that I've created, and I'll give those away to you guys, because at the end of the day, I create because I love to create, but I create more for you guys than I do for anything else. So I just like for you guys to be able to have a piece of what you were looking at me create during this is like a woo-saw kind of moment, if you will, and just creating just for the love of creating and getting back, because I've been out of the loop for a little bit between organizing and my laptop going kaputzi. It's just been one of those days. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I am so glad that you're here. So I'm just gonna kind of haphazardly just kind of rip up some of this paper, and I just want very odd looking pieces, and they don't necessarily have to have any specific shape, if you will, but I'm kind of doing this intentionally with it kind of coming to a fine point so that I can put them in different areas of the canvas and kind of bring all of this together. So, but I am not forcing it to go in any direction specifically. I'm just kind of gently pulling it apart and allowing it to kind of do its thing. If it's too long, then I'll just adjust it. So, I have some good news, I guess, to tell you guys. I didn't get a chance because I actually kind of forgot. Sorry about my phone. I'm going to be, cross my fingers, I'm going to be incorporating journaling. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do like, sorry about my phone, leave Saturdays. I know that thing probably sounds so loud to you guys. I leave Saturdays for creating like altered pieces and just doing all different kinds of, and I want to dedicate at least one live stream a week to doing art journaling and add to my channel, which I didn't have. I'm gonna call it Haul Made Cards, HAUL Made Cards, and these are cards that I'm gonna be using, you know, things that I hauled during the week, things that people sent me, also using the eBay dies, the eBay stamps, and just you know, things that we buy that are more you know, frugally minded, if you will. I want to start creating, I think this is quite enough. I'm going to take out one more piece just for the in case. But I want to kind of start structurizing my channel a little bit more. And I'm also hoping to incorporate more planning stuff, because I do like to plan. I do plan. I have layouts in my planner that I do pretty much every week. I just don't get the chance to videotape them, or something always interrupts me and I end up having to cut the feed, and so I pretty much record half and don't record the rest, because, you know, life takes over. But these are things that I want to do. So hopefully you guys will tune in and you guys will watch. Hola Barbie! Yes, Emery, another live stream. So let's see, you know, fingers crossed. We'll see if we can get this going. So I don't know, I'm feeling to kind of go around this area here, or let's see. Let's bring this baby over. It's more or less dry. It's mostly dry, not 100% dry. I did saturate the heck out of it, so that was kind of my fault. I'm gonna be Mod Podging some of these into place. Got some. I'm trying to see more or less where everything is going to go. And just kind of, so this stuff is going to be covered up. Most of the stuff is going to be covered up. So it looks a little cray-cray right now. But I'm trying to see. This should definitely go on top of that because this is a little bit less. So as far as these cards, I think something along the lines of this. This card here, I'm gonna break in half and kind of stick it out this way, and haphazardly stick it out kind of this way. I still have my tree. Where's my tree? Tree, come back to me. And not there, not there. maybe somewhere around here. And let's see here. We have this light post, which I might or might not use. I did it anyway, but I might not actually get to use it, so we'll see what happens. I have some of these little vine thingamabobs that we're going to be incorporating into different little places. And I'm just trying to get a rough idea of what I'm doing, of where this is going, because you know how it is. Thank you, Patricia. I love having you here. So now, dun, 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 I really do want to add this sprig here, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm just gonna kind of, in a roundabout kind of motion, if you will. Ooh, no, there. Come back, come. You went too far. So here we go. Here we go. You guys remember Mighty Mouse? Here we come to save the day. Mighty Mouse is on his way. Or am I just like, did I just over the heck date myself? So I'm thinking, and I welcome you guys' input, so do not be shy and help me out, because I welcome it. I welcome it. So let's see. Something like these is what I'm thinking. Hola, Net. So what do you guys think? Am I getting there? Am I getting there? I still have like there's so much. I'm looking at it, I'm like, this canvas is way too small. I should have done a bigger one. But I have, let's see here. Add, stay put. Let's see. Ooh, ideas. How do you guys like that? I think that looks fabulous. And we have a little bit of this, which I can actually just use the little bit of tie that she there. And I can stretch this out a little bit. So I'm ripping this up to kind of give it a little bit of shabbiness. And I'm just going to fold it over kind of like this and just tuck things in different places and just see what happens. Because that is the magic of creating. It's just to see what kind of happens. And this one kind of got stuck in the wind. So, no, it didn't get stuck in the wind. Carmen, take that out of there. What are you doing? What are you doing? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so we got that. I got some of this netting here, which I wanted to incorporate this netting. So I'm thinking maybe and cover this whole thing down. What do you guys think? Oh, I am loving this today, you guys. Juices are flowing. Well, that's good, Dana. That's more than most people know. So, no worries there. My kids, I'm embarrassed to say this because, you guys, I am one of the most Dominican people that you can meet. If you met me in person, you'll probably crack up. Like, the two just don't look like they match, but I am who I am, and I cannot deny it. My kids are the most gringo kids that you could ever meet. I tried teaching them Spanish. I failed miserably because my Spanish is, I don't want to say it in this way, but I have like that ghetto Spanish, you know, like that Spanish you learn in New York. So when I try to teach my kids how to speak Spanish from little, they understand everything you say, they understand. But when they repeat it to you, they have the worst accent ever. The worst accent ever, I tell you. So I'm thinking this is gonna go like this. What do you guys think? I'm kind of loving this look right now. So, and then this paper here, I'm going to add this paper and put that there. But I think that overall we kind of got this in the bag. What do you guys think? Now I'm gonna ask you guys a question that I should color the tree, because you guys know I have some metallic colors. So I got pretty much every single metallic color. Should I paint the tree like in a gold, in a bronze, in a chocolate color? Should I make it look like an actual tree? What's your ideas on that? This is good now. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to Mod Podge some of this paper down. I still have the brush that I've been using, that I used on my last live stream. I still have it in plastic that I used with the glue, and it's still good. It's still good, man. I'm going to use some of this Decoupage as a satin color, so that way it doesn't give my stuff too much shine. Because like I said, I wanted to incorporate some of this, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it, because it's turning out to be so dimensional that I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Use that product this week, then chances are I'll definitely find something to use it on next week, so that you guys know how it is. And I'll create something that is more or less finished, so you guys get an idea. And then I'll use it live so that you guys, you know how to use it in case you wanted to try it. It is an awesome, awesome product. And I'm talking about the triple thick. For those of you that follow me on my Instagram, you saw some of the canvases that I put up with that really nice shiny finish. It almost looks like it's wrapped in plastic. It is absolutely amazing. So let's see here, you guys. So I'm just going to decoupage in some of these paper elements. You guys, so I'm not going to be able to probably use the product on this. It's too heavy. Ruth, you talking to me? Claro que entiendo todo lo que tú me dices, y es fácil. There you go, a little Dominican for you. ¿Cómo yo no voy a entender mi gente? I was just born and raised in New York, so I've been to Dominican Republic maybe twice, 3 times in my life, but I was raised completely surrounded by my own people, so there was no escaping the accent, there was no escaping any of that. But I didn't choose to raise my kids in the same environment, so my kids lost what I had gained by living there. They lost in the process by me moving away. Mismo, somos hermanitos. See, it's completely different, the Spanish and the English. For me, it is. I can sound, and if I speak to you in Spanish, it's like a hot mess. So, those things be. And I only speak it when I need to speak it. Or when I'm with family and friends that, they know me. They laugh at everything that I say because I'm just like crazy. So, it's okay. I love who I am. I got the best of both worlds. So I'm just pushing out all this paper. It broke on me, but it's okay. It's just a little distressed. It's just a little distressed. I know. I try. I try speak time. especially when I'm mad. When I'm mad, I don't speak English. I speak Spanish. But they, they know it. And when they speak to their grandmother, it's the funniest thing because they'll be like, "Mommy, what she said?" Words every now and lose them. Just hilarious. For me, it's so funny. But they take Spanish in school, and it's not the same. It's not the same as that home love Spanish, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you guys probably feel the same about, if you're from a different country and stuff like that, and your name gets lost in translation once you start growing up, in these here United States. Okay. So we almost got this in the bag. These are all in. I glued it. I really like these kinds of flowers, so I'm gonna try to add some of these in just random little places. So I'm just gonna cut some of these out, just incorporate them into random little nooks. Maybe not. Maybe I can add this one right there. So yeah, my lovelies, the things we have to go through in this life just to maintain our identity. So I kind of like that. So now I'm kind of going it by whim. By adding this, I kind of seal everything in by using the Mod Podge. It seals in the paper, okay, and it also seals in some of that paint that I use in the background. I didn't ink these little edges up. I wanted these to be kind of natural, in their natural form. But so far, this is what we're getting. And like I said, things begin one way, but they don't always end that way. You have to be okay with yourself and okay with the process, to not beat yourself up every time something does not go your way, or the color goes that way or that color goes the other way, because in the process you'll be surprised the beautiful things that you create if you just allow yourself to do so. I stopped deciding, and this is why I stopped deciding, because at the end of the day, it was just taking me forever. So you know what, you guys, I think I'm gonna do this. I really like this paper, and I want to incorporate it. So I'm gonna cut it down to size. I'm gonna cut a piece off of this end. I'm gonna cut this off of here. I'm gonna cut this end off of this end. And I'm gonna stick this. I just don't want to cover it up, so I gotta make sure that everything is gonna flow in well. So let me start edging up my pieces. I think that's how I'm gonna do that. And I'm thinking I'm gonna get some flowers. Wait till you guys see what I'm gonna do. I hope that the execution comes out as well as my idea that's bubbling in my head right now. I really do. So I'm gonna start this inking up some of these things, and I'm just gonna go straight into it with the ink pad, because I want the edges to be nice and bold. So I'm just gonna go straight pad and let it absorb whatever it absorbs, and get some of this papers kind of rustic. And I'm also going to add to this one some of this purple, because we do have some of this purple in there. So just gonna allow it all to kind of commingle and darken up some of that pink that I got in there, and since that. I'm gonna do the same thing for this, and I'm going to just kind of rub this in, get these edges covered up. That's what I'm thinking. Don't cover all the beautiful background. Okay. See, I like to hear what you guys think. I like to hear what you guys think. I think we all hoard in our own little way. How are you gonna have it? So chances are is that I'm going to off kind of to the side then. I'm gonna make it so that some of that background kind of pops out a little bit, because I don't want to cover it all. So we'll see what happens. So I might not ink this one. I like that one the way it is. So I think I'm gonna leave that one just like that, just to give it a little bit of contrast between all of these other inked edges. So I have all my inked cards, and I have this. And next is the tree, you guys. I need help with the tree. What color? I need to paint this tree. And maybe some of these little flower things here. I don't think I'm going to use that, but maybe I can cut, and some of these sprigs. So let's see. Where is my, okay. So colors, we have green, we have gold, we have champagne gold. For the tree, we have brown maybe, or like a copper color. What do you guys think about a copper tree? You guys think this will match? A copper tree or a gold. This one is mink pearl. I think that mink pearl might look nice, but it might blend out too much. Gold. I'm looking for the espresso, because I do have a chocolate. This is the espresso, or the espresso. What do you guys think? Bronze? I could use the purple on the sprigs to bring out some of that purple to the front. I could use the purple on the sprigs. For the tree, I have gold, copper, mink pearl, and I have espresso, which are metallic, dazzling metallics by Decoart. I have these 4 colors. I have. Should I mix it? Let's experiment. I love experiments. Woohoo! Let's see. Let me get a little tray. I got a little tray. I still got my glue. I took all the glue out of it. So let's see. Let's mix some colors. Let's get some white, which their version of white is white pearl. So we're gonna get some white. I'm gonna go with this rich espresso and this gold. Well, we're gonna put a little bit of everything in here. So let's have some fun, you guys. So I'm gonna use white pearl, rich espresso, copper, some mink pearl, and I'm gonna drop some drops in this little tray here, and we're gonna dip these babies in there. But you know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So the first color that I'm gonna put is gonna be the white. So let's get some of that white in there. Let that white kind of spread out. Let's go with a little bit of, I'm gonna add a little bit of that rich espresso right in the center. I'm gonna add some of this mink pearl center of that brown one of the rich espresso. I'm gonna add a little bit of this copper right in the middle of the mink pearl. And I'm gonna add some gold to top it off right in the center of that copper color. And I'm just gonna spread it out right there. I'm not even gonna mix it. I'm just tapping the bowl. Well, not the bowl, but I'm tapping letting them kind of do their own thing and kind of mix themselves in together in a way. And we're gonna do this, Brutus. So here we go. Point of no return. I'm just gonna push it in. And this is when working with a heat tool comes in handy. Oh, that is so amazing. Oh my God, you guys are geniuses. Oh, I love that. I love that. Let's see. Just trying to make sure that I get paint everywhere. It's the only issue here. It's making sure that there's paint everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see that well enough, but we have all the different colors and it's got a beautiful, beautiful marbling. We have all different kinds of effects. And I might actually have to step out and go dry this, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to put it off to the side. So now let's do some more because where there's one, there's, hello, the party started now. Let's get more of them going. We might as well. And I'm going to do some in some color. I'm going to add some purple to this mix now because we're going to need some bits of purple. So I'm going to add some purple to what we already have going. And I'm going to add a little bit more white. So a quick shake in all the to just kind of get those colors mixed well. And I'm gonna stick these babies in there. I just hope they don't stick now to the paper when I put them to dry. Amazing! I need plastic. Oh, you guys. Beautiful. Let's do the other one. This is so much fun. Thank you. I just get excited. I can't help it. I get so excited. Trying new things is just awesome. You have to be free because you never know. You never know what's going to come out of it. This is so much fun. And let's see. And hopefully you guys can see that color on there. I know my lighting is not the greatest, but hopefully you guys can see that color on there. It is so pretty. Let me see. We need to do more, but we can't overconsume. This is like something we gotta do on just a day by itself. This is too much fun. We gotta like literally take a day and just go crazy and start mixing all kinds of stuff. So let's see, let's add the little sprigs. Oh, I put it on the wrong side, but that doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to go and dry these up, you guys, but I'll leave you guys chit-chatting amongst yourselves while I do that so that we can get the assemblage going rather quickly. I'm just dipping everything now. I'm like, go nuts, Carmen, go nuts. Perfect. And I like doing this, but usually when I do this, I printing purposes without the jelly print, because I jelly print with plastic sheets. I'll use the acetate from packages, and I'll put paint in the trays, which is why I have them on the side. And I'll mix a whole bunch of stuff and do that, but I've never done it with die cuts, and this is pure genius. I should have done this a long time ago. So I'm thinking that's pretty good. I'm just running out of room is what I am doing. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put all of this stuff at so that I can dry them. I need something. Let's see here. See, I don't want them to stick, and that's a very big risk factor, is them sticking. I don't want them to dry on there. This tree is, oh my God. This tree is phenomenal. So I'm thinking this is it. Do I have more of these little pieces here? Or is that it? Should I do the tree? I'm going to do the tree just in case, because this is just... You guys got me addicted now. Now we have a problem. Hi, Michelle. So I'm just going to add the light, even though I have no idea where I'm going to put this, but it's just too much temptation. Too much temptation, you guys. Love this, love this, love this. This is amazing. It's like going to Disney World. Okay, I'll be back. Don't go nowhere. I'll be back. I gotta get my heat too. I gotta go to my kitchen. And my kitchen's in the other side of my apartment, which, sorry about my phone. It's a pretty long apartment, so just give me a second. Let me do this real quick. It won't take too long, and I shall be back to put this together. And I think I took it all. Yep, good to go. I'll be back. Woo! So, we have our finished pieces, which I think they're like 99.9% dry. They might not be all the way dry. But before I do that, I don't want to lose all this magnificent paint. So, I'm going to dip some paper in it really quickly. And just get myself some, because I might as well. Is everybody still here with me? For that, let me get paint on. We're good to go. I'm actually going to add some of this paint on here because we might well. I'm going to use my fingers for that. Might be a little bit better. Just adding some of this in these little areas here. Rubbing it in so it's not too dark. Patricia, you are awesome, girl. You are awesome sauce. And we're almost there. I can't believe it. I woke up without a thought in my mind today, and look where we are so far. Amazing. Just amazing. You guys make these streams worth doing, let me tell you. Because if it wouldn't have been because of your brilliance, I probably would have never tried to. Now, one little piece of advice when you're doing the die cut, double them up for sure. Use at least 3 or 4 of the same die cut, you know, stack them up like I did earlier for stability purposes, because it is sticky, the paint is sticky, and you will end up, you know, getting them stuck. So it'll be easier for you to maneuver them if you actually go ahead and layer them up before you start painting them. Just gonna clean my hands a little bit real quick because I'm out of baby wipes, you guys. Ugh. No, Patricia, I just came back. I was drying them off with the heat tool, but I can't dry them up in my room because I just have too many things plugged in here. Oh, it'll be so awesome, Brandy. I have my entry for your challenge. You guys, if you haven't, if you don't know about Brandy's challenge, she's got a challenge. Okay, let me see. I have no crazy. Let me just real quick take a look. Aw, thank you, Dana. I'm like, I just got spammed. I saw these big old eyes. You're so sweet. Well, thank you, Dana. I love this. You inspire me to come here with a plan, because I like you to get the plan going, help me with my creative process, making new ideas, and watching them come to life is just amazing. And that would not be possible with. So thank you guys. You should give yourselves a round of applause, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Let me bring this back down now that I saw the message. Awesome. Thank you, Marty. Please, you guys, I want you guys to all commingle. Challenges and everything that's going on in each other's, you know. And for all of you that are new, I hope you're all welcome to join that. It's more days. I think I'm going to close it down on the 24th. You know, for new, you know, they need somebody to swap with. So feel free to check that out and give it a try. Hopefully you'll like it and you'll stick around. So now let's get into this hodgepodge of a. So let's see. So you guys said you wanted some of that background on there. So I'm going to rethink this just a little bit to see where I go with this. I still got paint all over my hands. And I like this little bird cage. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave that like that because I do like the little bird cage. And I'm not going to add too much dimension as far as, you know, depth-wise is concerned. This little clock can go in the back of this. So we have like a little clock coming out of there. And let's see. I do want some of this coming out of there. And we do still have some of that background kind of popping out. So we have a key, we have that, we have our tree elements. And something like this. I'm thinking that's a good line there. What do you guys think? Does that work for y'all? Because if it do, then I am going to start gluing. Woohoo! We are getting there. Yes, Brandy is normally very, very social and very, very involved. But when you have a challenge going, stressful time in your lives, I know it was for me. I loved it. I loved everybody's creativity and everything that everybody made. But I know that I was very overwhelmed because it just turned out to be such a good response that I was not expecting. So it kind of caught me off guard. And once it did, I was like, oh my. So I'm going to start gluing, and I probably shouldn't use hot glue for this, but I'm going to use hot glue anyway. And I'm just going to add a little bit at a time and just seeing where everything is kind of. And once it's on, it's on. I'm not going to worry myself about moving. And I'm thinking smaller because I'm going to stick that there. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to use the triple thick like I wanted to use it. So I'm just going to put this stuff down like this. And hopefully that'll work. Awesome, Dana. You guys are winning, winning, winning. I think I'm going to add... I'm going to cut this out just a little bit. And I'm going to distress this just a little bit more and take out some bits off of this edge. Some bits off of this edge here. And I'm going to go back into this with the ink and just ink it up a little bit. So that pieces kind of pop out. And let's see here. I'm just gonna stick that on there. And for this one, I think I'm only going to use a piece of this one as well. So I actually cut that card to be a little smaller so I can have more room for all the other little bits and pieces that I'm going to add so that everything is not getting lost in the sauce. I think if you hit their little bubbles with their pictures on it, it automatically should show you their channel info. It should be like a little pop-up. And you should be able to subscribe to them right from there. Hi, Nevis. ¿Cómo estás, chica? You should be able to subscribe to them right from the chat without having to go to their channels. I know I've done it like that a couple times. I don't know if it still works like that, but let's see. What else am I missing? Then here are going to be the cards. So this is going to be the card. So let's see here. Okay, with that card being like that. And I'm gonna... Okay, so I think that's how it's gonna be. So... For the love of art. Did it work for you guys? Thank you. Is this shabby or I still don't got it? You could be brutally honest with me. Because I don't have a clue. I'm thinking pink is shabby. So let's see. Oh my. How to add this tree here somewhere somehow. Where is my little tool? Where is my little tool? Just gotta pull out some of this. So that we can go and start incorporating some of these tree elements. And so somewhere like that. Something like that, right, you guys? And I'm gonna tuck away some of these little things in the background like that. And let some of those kind of poke out. Some of them can, and then we'll just stick it all down. What do you think? Debbie, you're leaving. Bye, Debbie. Thank you for joining once again, love. And you have Dazzling Metallic paints, right? I think you're the one that won that, so you should be able to have some fun. Because we just came out with something new, you guys. Thank you, Annette. Your suggestion is just awesome. So I think I'm going to glue this in like that, and then we'll figure this out. I have some little flowers that I might be able to add in here just to spruce this up a bit. I only added glue to the center of the trunk, you know, to the center of the tree. I'm not too worried about all the other branches. This stuff is still kind of drying. I guess there's some areas have more paint than others, so it's just gonna work out that way for now. I'm trying to see if I can add a little light fixture somewhere. That might work there. the bottom, and then I'll add some regular glue towards the top, just to kind of allow this to position itself and have a nice sturdy position, placement, I mean. So we shall see, we shall see. And you guys know I'm using my favorite craft glue in the whole wide world, which is the Dollar Tree craft glue. My style is just all over the place, you guys. I'm just an all over the place kind of crafter. So I'm liking how that's looking. What you guys are thinking. Bye, Ruth. Thank you for coming. Carmenized Shabby Sherry. Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, I'm going to add the lace. This lace right here, I'm going to add it here. But before I add that lace, I'm actually going to add this here. And I'm going to add some flowers over that. So this is actually, it's just like a quarter of the thing is not really there. Like it kind of blends the background. So as this mesh here. So I'm going to add some of that mesh there, which is going to cover up the fence, but it's not going to cover it up entirely because you'll still be able to see through it since it's a mesh. What do you guys think so far? Bye, Emery. Thank you so much for coming. I'm here every Saturday at 6. And I'm going to let you guys know what the schedule is going to be for the other live that I'm planning on doing. I'm not sure what day it's going to be yet. Probably sometime during the middle of the week, so I'm thinking maybe a Wednesday or a Tuesday or something. I just have to figure out what my schedule is looking like house-wise, you know, home-wise, and see where we go from there. So I like this with the mesh. What do you guys think? I'm going to add some flowers here right on the top to just kind of make it look like an enclosed kind of garden. I don't know, maybe. Maybe it'll look like that, maybe it won't. But I'm loving how this is looking so far. Oh, nice, Annette. Thank you. Yes, right. It brought it all together. It made it look like a chicken coop nest, but, you know, a shabby chicken coop nest. That netting that they put to keep the little chickadees in. So I'm going to add some of this, some of that there. So I'm going to cut this excess off. Pulling out the world's largest scissors and putting this netting to the side. Okay, cut. Okay, I'll have to adhere that a little bit better, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. And Maybe just some plain white ones here and there. Some pink ones maybe. And I've got some yellow in there. So I'm going to pull out these 3 colors and see where we go. See where we travel. Let me see what I have up here. Maybe I could use even some of those that I have there. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Here I got some cherry blossoms that I received from New York Freestyle Nails and Glitz. I think I said that right. I think these will look really, really pretty on some aspects of this tree. So I'm going to incorporate some of those in here some way, somehow. But yes. So let's get back to adding the rest of these little elements that are still loose here. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to go ahead and go into a butterfly. That might work. Fisherman. That would have been a good one to do, like a sea escape kind of theme. I've actually been thinking about, because I love to do things that are aquatic. Like I love mermaids and I love to do underwater type themed things as well. So I was thinking of doing something like that, but more for an art journal page. So just adding a little bit of glue here and there. But right now I just have in mind that execution wise, I have to see exactly how I plan on execute all of these things that I am thinking about, because I do have quite an amount of overload of thoughts of things that I want to do and try. So let's see here. So I'm gonna, these are all from the eBay dies that I've been collecting. I actually stopped buying the eBay dies for a while. I have a whole bunch of them in my cart, but I haven't gone ahead and purchased them because I'm trying to figure out a better storage solution than what I've going on right now. I'm on the binder method, and I know the box method is not going to work for me, so I'm trying to I can do to get me in a better position to collect these like I've been wanting to. Okay, so we got that in place. I have one more little sprig here. So yeah, you see, because these were thin, some of them, you know, they kind of bent out of place, they kind of bent out of shape, and it makes it a little bit harder to work with, and they stick. So once they're sturdier, or if you make them out of chipboard, like if you make them from cereal boxes and stuff like that, it'll probably work a lot better for you than this that I did. Yes, I plan on it. I plan on it. So let's see. I have some of these little pieces of lace that I wanted to add in. I will have to hot glue, because otherwise it just will not work. Just kind of scrunching it in there. Sticking it in there however I can stick it in there. What else am I missing? This. I think the street lamp will go fine there on the side. What do you guys think? Can I just leave this by itself here on the side? Or should I tuck it in and make it pop out of somewhere? I want to put it behind the tree. Should I leave this in or take that out? Thank you, Magdalena. I enjoy having you here. Have them in a box, don't like it. Okay, I'm lost. Oh my God, please, I can't do that. I can't do the magnetic wall for the die. Because right now my wall is occupied by all my paint. So I can't do that. And this is why it's so hard. I went from a smaller binder to a bigger binder. And now that I'm in the bigger binder, I'm like, okay, it works well. I like the binder system, don't get me wrong. But if I want to if I really want to go forward in, you know, making it a big, you know, a big situation where I'm collecting, I have over 200, 300 of them, you know, or whatever the number ends up being. I do need a better system than this thing, because otherwise I'm going to like literally pump an iron every time I pick it up and put it down. That's just too much. That's too much. You guys think about leave it on the side? Awesome. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I can't. I just, like I said, so far I have it like that, you know, it's working, but I just really want to start getting something better than what I have going on. It's the system that I've had for quite some time, and it does work, and I don't need magnetic sheets. I just use cardstock to hold them in, and I'm just popping open some of these holes that got painted over. I think this is good. Bye, Micheline. No, bye, Michelle. Not Micheline. Micheline is still here, I think. Not sure. So is it looking shabby? Such a nuisance, Carmen. You are such a nuisance. Is this too much? Which one, you guys? This one or this one? I think the chocolate, the darker one kind of dulls it out a little bit, or it's just too much of the same with all the different elements being that color. I'm thinking this. I think this will go good. And then I'll add some little flowers here and there, and I think we are done. Amazing, but true. Making sure everything is good. You can't see it? Okay, let me bring it up. So we have this option. Everything is now glued into place. We have this option. Hopefully you guys can see it well. We have this, and or I'm just dying to use this trim. That's what it is. So I'm like, which one should I use, or this? They both create a very different effect on the canvas itself. The pink, got you. I'm also going to do some stamping on it before I add that trim. I'm going to add some, I think this is a Prima stamp. I'm not sure, but it's a Prima stamp, and it's got like French writing, which I could not understand. I understand leather and lake, so it's probably English. I'm going to use a little bit of that stamp just to give it, to complete the mixed media look, if you will. Because it's gotta have stamping if it's mixed media. And I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm just gonna add a few little words here and there. I'm gonna add I think that's about right. Added a little bit on that light fixture just to give it a little bit of a pop. And I think that's about it with that. Brown is more vintage. You see, I always gear towards the vintage. I must be an old soul. So let's see. So let's add this pink on here and create this shabbiness. Make it shabby. Pink trim to kind of make it all come to life. Yay! Dana, you leaving? Bye, Dana. Thank you for coming. We're almost done, you guys. I know. I gotta try to keep it under the time, but it just gets it runs away. Time just flies. It just flies, you guys. It really just flies. I gotta get some of that really pretty lace, you know, that shabby lace. I think that also adds a lot of it brings all the lace is from China and they have good ones, but they don't really have the kind of shabby lace that I be seeing some of you guys using on here. But I work with what I got and I try to make it work the best I can. So I'm gonna sprinkle around some flowers and just see where we go. It sure does. It sure does fly, Sherry. It's okay, Dana. No worries. I'll be back. So let's see. 2 of those. Let's add some pink ones in here. I'm thinking I might want to actually go with some of these because I just think that the colors match so much better because they're shabby and because they're cherry blossoms. They actually look like the background of the paper. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I want this pink, this plastic stuff on here, but I'm just gonna cut the little cobs off at the end, and I'm going to try to add some of these things here, and let's just see where this goes. You missed the library. It's okay. It'll be an instant replay. It's like Netflix. So I'm just trying to arrange some flowers here. Trying to see where we go with this. So the gathering of the flowers. Trying to figure out where exactly I want to add some of these. These might be too big. These might be too big. Maybe on the bottom. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yes, Annette, you're right. I keep pulling out the wrong stuff. It's you know, It's what you call it? It's a habit I have to curb. So I'll get it. I'll get there. I have these little sprigs here. Let me see what I can do. I probably shouldn't have cut those little things off. Let me see what I have here. Let's see. I can't do it that way. I can't do it that way. That doesn't work. Mind, what are you doing to me? I don't know. Let's see what these white ones look like. In the bottom left. Okay, let me just cut a few of these. Add some of these little white ones. Some of these little white ones and some of those. Hi, thanks for joining. So let's see. So in the bottom left. So here goes nothing. There goes my first one. Here goes my second one. Ow, it burned. I'm just going to end up doing like a bunch in here, which I think is what's going to end up happening. So I'll fill in the gaps as I go. Ones. Thank you. I'll fill in the little gaps as I go. But I think as far as that area, this is as far as that's going to go. So it kind of covers up that tree a little bit. Covers up the trunk of that tree because through the netting you can pretty much see everything. And let's add this white on white right there. Let's get some of this pretty pink in there. And I burned it in myself. This thing is hot. How you guys thinking so far? Let me put some of this paint back up there so I could move this canvas back a little bit because I have robbed myself of some space here. Thank you, Brandy. I'm so surprised. The things that we create when we're together, you guys. Do you believe in magic? Just awesome. Let's see. I'm gonna add this little white one. Maybe not. Maybe not. More. Let's get some more. These little pink ones. And we need some white ones. And I gotta get a white one on this corner here. Thank you guys. I couldn't do it without you. I couldn't do it without you. I don't want to overkill it, but I got to see. And I think one more there and that'll do it. guys think? Let's pick up some of these petals and jam this one right in there. And this one's gonna go right in there. We gotta pick up some of these petals so we're not squishing them all down. That's gonna go right in there. And I'm in this so far. And these don't really match anywhere. Maybe I could put these up here somewhere. These little white ones. What do you guys think? Maybe just the one. Somewhere like in the middle of both the pages or something like that. What do you guys think? Am I good with the flowers here? I think I'm pretty good with the flowers here on this corner. I created a whole floral arrangement with a little green to boot. Let's see. Let's add some of these little leaves in here. I'm going to cut this one in half. So I would say that the inside stamen of the area flowers need glitter, but that's just, I think everything needs glitter. Oh, these little things here on the top, that might not be a bad idea. That might not be a bad idea. I could just paint it on. I have glitter paint. I could just add those little glitter paints in there. Right in there. I think right in there will probably be a good spot for it. Little green in here just to break up some of the meshing of these colors. Voila! We are done with the flower arrangements. I'm gonna attach this right at the string where the little bird cage is coming out of, and I'll let you guys see, and hopefully this light does it justice. This is the little flower area, and I just think it looks so pretty. Not 100% shabby chic, but it's on the borderline. It's on the borderline. I could deal with that. We did good, you guys. We did good. I'm gonna put these flowers in here. I think as far as hot glue and stuff, I'm gonna add a little bit of shimmer to some of those of these little tree places here, the little branches, and I will call it an evening, you guys. I'm gonna shut down my glue gun. This thing was hot. I just let it fall. Clumsy. Put some gold on the leaves, make it pop. I pretty much used almost everything that I came in that I pulled out of the box, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. I wanted to incorporate everything that I kind of threw in there because I was just grabbing stuff out of everywhere. So that came out pretty cool. And you guys want a little bit of gold on the leaves. So I will add a dab of gold, of glorious gold, on the leaves. And I'm actually going to use a little metal tool that I have right here because why not? And I'll be honest with you, I think if I would have done them in white, that probably would have been a little bit better, but it's working. It's working. It's just about making it pop, which I think it's doing that. The corner flowers are lovely. Thank you, Micheline. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, thank you. Aw, it does, right? They got trapped behind all of that. I got it, but yeah, it does look like a pretty little letter. They got kind of lost in the sauce. I wonder if I should add some white, but maybe no. Maybe no. Maybe the white won't be too copacetic with everything else that's going on in here. And I'm gonna add some glitter paint over that. I'm gonna apply the same method of just dapping and just kind of spreading it with the little tip of the little tool here. Not going too crazy. Just get some of this over here. So I'm thinking we are done. Gonna go ahead and grab that, and yes, darling, this has been another amazing Saturday with you guys. I'm gonna clean my little thingy off and let me get some glitter paint, which is right in front of me. Just gonna give it a nice shake. You meant the flower leaves? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that in 1 second. Add some glitter to the flower leaves. And this is the Dazzling Metallics. I'm not sure if I said that. This is Dazzling Metallics. Not Dazzling Metallics. This is ultra fine glitter paint. And you can use any color you want in the bottom and paint over it, and your color will still show through, but with this beautiful fine added bonus to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this gold paint to some of the leaves. I might actually have to paint that in a little bit. Let me get a brush. It's too big of an area for me to just do with this little tool. I should have done this before I glued them in, you guys. Okay, so we got that in there. Now the leaves are a little bit more muted. They're more on their gold. They have the gold tone on them. So that'll work. And let me just add a little bit to this little flower right here, this little rose bud that I have here. And I'm just going to add some gold, bring it all kind of together. And I'm not going to go over the whole thing. I just want paint on it, because we might as well. Let's see. Deb, what did you think of? What did you think of, Deb? I want to know. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this glitter right over this. And I'm going to actually paint some of the flowers with some of the glitter as well, because why not? You got to live a little bit in life. So I'm just going to brush some of this paint right in there, right on top of some of these petals, and just let them catch whatever shine and whatever shimmer they're going to catch. I just love adding glitter on my projects, as most of you guys know. Just gonna add a little bit of this in there. I have to adhere that a little bit better on the sides. Well, to anybody that is going, thank you so much for joining, and I will be here again in a couple of days with you guys. Gonna go ahead and add some of this to this little light post here, and now I'm just gonna go in and just touch up some of the areas, so to make it kind of bling out a little bit. Because I might as well. And this is gonna dry here, but it's gonna leave all of that beautiful glitter behind and make it look like a mystical tree, because trees don't really glitter in real life. I find them with the marbling, but you won't find them with the glitter. I think that pretty much about covers it with me, you guys. It's been awesome having you here. Woohoo! A little. I actually have glow in the dark paint that they sent me. See, but that won't shine through. So, what can I use? White. White will stand. I'll use some of their. Where do I have my white paint at? Right here. I'll use some of their white pearl and fill in some of those little areas where the light source is at. Tip of this to kind of get into some of these areas here. And then what I'll do is I'll grab some regular yellow acrylic, and I'm going to grab some primary yellow. Well, thank you for joining. It wouldn't be much of a live show if you guys wasn't here. I'll just be here talking to myself. And that wouldn't be much fun. I grabbed some primary acrylic. And I'm just gonna add, I'm not gonna fill up the whole thing. I'm just gonna add the slight of paint in there, just to give it a little bit of light. But I did add that white just beforehand, just to kind of make the yellow pop out in the first place. At least that's my thinking. I don't know if it's an actual science or not. Alrighty, you guys, I think this is it. Thank you. And I will show you guys again. We are all done. So this is the yellow that we added in there. And once it's all dry, I'll probably go ahead back into it and add some more of that glitter paint that I have, just to make the light shimmery just like the rest of it. But I do think it did come out quite lovely, if I do say so myself. I've never done anything like this, even though you guys have seen me put stuff together, but I've never done anything like this. This is my first kind of shabby-ish kind of piece, if you will. Came out. Thank you guys so much for your wonderful ideas. You've helped me push this to the next level. And thank you guys for joining. So a round of applause to you. I will definitely check you guys out at a later time. I will let you know. On Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I guess. And hopefully you give this video a thumbs up if you're watching this after the fact. And thank you guys for joining. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.